What's up, guys? This is Missouri F30 here. My name is Isaac. Obviously, this is not an F30. This is a G20. I don't do YouTube. I post little TikTok shorts and whatnot, clips, whatever you may want to call it. So this is my 5-month review of this 2021 BMW 330i with Next Drive. Somebody's a little horny today. Long story short, it's got its pros, it's got its cons. I'm sure everybody will tell you that. I've only done a few modifications to it. It's only 2, 3 if you want to include the license plate. But let's take a look. So I got the license plate right here. I got it customized. It was like 15 bucks for the plate, and then, you know, registration fee for 2 years. So there's that. Steal my information, I don't care. Just, you know, DRLs, basic DRLs. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. You get it in the right angles, it's amazing. Let's try to get over here out of the light right quick. So I just discovered while trying to make this video is that the car has an individual package on it. I'm not sure how it was spec'd when they built it, but I was driving the car like a fool out after this last snowfall we had, and it was black ice on the ground. Spun the car out, cracked the wheel, had it cracked and chipped all the way through from the barrel all the way out, and cracked the whole piece of the barrel out. So on my other wheels, it says BMW individual on it. This one does not. So you can see a little bit of damage right there. Let's try to get out this light. Right there. Didn't puncture tires, so we're still rolling on that. I've been rolling on that about 400 or 500 miles since then. But this is what I'm referring to. There's the BMW individual right there. That wheel does not have it. So I do all my own maintenance on the vehicle, oil changes and whatnot. I enjoy it because I'm mechanically inclined like that. So I prefer to do it because not only do I save over $120, but I can go buy the filters from the dealership for 30 bucks and get it done. So this is one of the modifications I have done to the car. All plug and play. I'm not dumb enough to cut the wiring harness. I don't know why people do that. Little T-taps, that's dumb as hell. So I have a Rockford T2 D4 12-inch subwoofer here. A baffle that completely separates the subwoofers from each other so they don't interfere. And then this is a T0 D4 12. This one is rated for more watts, RMS, all that, compared to the T0. But I have those running off of a High Photonics BRZ 2100D. Awesome amplifiers, 2100 watts. I have this wired at 2 ohms. It is 1 ohm capable, but it's wired down to 2 ohms. So that way, I'm only pushing 1400 watts to the speakers, and I'm running about RMS on them. So that way they'll play happy and play as loud as I want them to. So let's try to show you guys this plug and play right here, if I can. So I have an inverter box right here. Really bad angle. I have to pull the subs out to show you. But I have it bolted on here. It's only about that big compared to the amp. And then it's got RCA cables for you. So all you got to do is plug the RCAs in to the back side of this box here. And then here's this factory wiring harness I was telling you about. It's an extension of the factory wiring harness. All you got to do is just take half the trunk out. All you got to do. Pull half the trunk out, pull the floor out. There's a ground wire right here on the floorboard, and there's a power wire. That's the main power for the car right here. All you do is undo the 13mm bolts and throw them lines on. And then this inverter box gives you a remote wire, so all you got to do is plug that into the amp and done deal. It turns on when you get close enough to the vehicle for the mirrors to unfold with the keyless entry. So it's not doing it now because I keep walking around and my battery's low. But keyless entry and all that. Right now the amplifier would be on, so I can show you. So all I did was unlock the car. So now you can see the amplifier's on. It lights up the High Photonics logo there. And you got the green light saying go. But let's move on to this second modification I got going on. I have a ECS turbo inlet and charge pipe going on. It's aluminum upgrade, so that way you don't got to deal with the plastic crap. 2-pole. I forget. I should know better. This is the second Bmw I've owned. Technical difficulties are. Oh, look at this. So I went with the black coating. I don't know if you could change the colors or not. I remember people saying stuff about it. But here's the charge pipe, the ECS tuning charge pipe. It just goes all the way down to the turbo outlet right there. You can't see it very well here. There you go. But down there to the turbo outlet. And then you got a turbo intake inlet. It goes into the intake of the turbo from the manifold. Or, good God. From the filter box to the turbo intake outlet into the manifold. That's what I was thinking about. It's all aluminum. Don't sound like it, but I guarantee it's aluminum. Got everything there you need, and you got a little bit of flutter valves and whatnot. So I don't know where I was going with that. It's a nice little get up. I enjoy it. It makes the car go just slightly a little bit faster. It gives a, 15 horsepower upgrade and about 20 feet of torque. Not sure Newton meters or nothing like that, but it's a good little upgrade. I'm not anywhere near done with this thing yet, but as of now, I'm happy with it. I don't got the extra funds to spend on it yet. Paycheck hasn't hit, so we're gonna go as we go, you know? So, let's get the pros. Pros is good on gas, in sport mode, getting on it, flying down the road, doing God knows what. You get 25 miles to the gallon, which is awesome, and this chick's getting ready to pull in here. Awesome. 25 miles to the gallon, getting it, floating, hitting 100 every now and then, you know. Just getting it. It's comfortable. I have the heated seats and I have the sport line on here. Not M Sport, is the sport line. It's an additional package. I don't think it says on here. It does not, but if you run the VIN, you'll see everything on there. Steal it, I dare you. I got full coverage. Let's see. There we go. There's the build sheet. It's right here. It's black sapphire metallic, black syntac. Don't know how the hell you spell that. I got the heated steering wheel, heated seats, heads-up display. Got those 793i. Don't know what the hell. I do have the sport package, like I told you, so I had the sport transmission. See, yeah, sport seats. Apparently a storage package, I didn't know that. Cornering headlights, I love those. I hate the headliner, it's just a cringy thing for me. And then I do have the black kidney grills from factory. And then this was, so this is a suggested retail. Whoever bought it ended up spending only $50 on it. God knows what an interest, but, or interest, taxes, whatever you want to call it. It's a Mexican car. It's rated for 28 miles per gallon. I'm getting 25 racing it around like damn street racer, so you know, it's a good little car. And then even with the little modification I got going on, I still get decent gas mileage in it. So like I said, I'll be beating on this damn thing. So the cons, let me hop in here real quick. That way I don't bother whoever this is and their children and whatnot. We don't need children over here. So let's get to the cons. So, like I said, I love the interior in this thing. It's awesome. Since I do have the subwoofers in here, everything rattles. Just completely everything rattles. Whole interior just shakes. And now you're on the mic on the car. That's one of the things I hate. The Android Auto, CarPlay, whatever you use, it's always going to do it as soon as you get in the car. Immediately. You don't have to start it or nothing, just on it. And that causes problems when I'm playing videos on my phone, just trying to watch stuff, and then I hop in the car to go. You're just like, now, get away from people, not bother them, because, you know, I'm like that. It's not the end of the world, you know. It's a thing, but it's not the end. Number one problem was the intelligent safety system they have going on. Because when you have it all on, it'll start trying to steer for you, overcorrecting, and you have to counter steer. So when I'm pulling up and off my county side road onto a county or highway, you know, 2-lane highway, everybody's floating 60, 70, 80 on a blind hill. Dumb as hell. I'd be taking my right turn, and then all of a sudden the car is trying to cross the double yellow, swinging me into oncoming traffic. You can't be having that. That's big no-no. Big no-no. You cannot be having that. So it's actually crossed over double yellow and had other cars oncoming to me swerve up out of my way. So I just choose to drive it on an individual where I have it turned off. The safety collision deterrent, whatever the hell they call it, turn it off. Or I push and hold and turn it all off. That's my preferred go-to. It completely turns it off. It's basically traction control turned off. Because, you know, all you got to do is push and hold and it'll turn it off. So I'm not uncultured and not talented, but the car's not on. But apparently you can't do that when the car's off. The DCS will go off completely if you push and hold the power traction control. Forgot where I was going with that. Those are the two biggest cons for me, is the automatic connection to the car, which, don't get me wrong, when you're trying to just get up and go, that's awesome. Like I said, it's not the end of the world for the auto connection to the car. It helps here and there, and then other times it's just a pain. The intelligent safety is the biggest concern for me, because if you're out trying to get the vehicle, keep that in mind. You might want to get into the individual settings in the vehicle and change that, so that way you could just push the individual button and the intelligent safety button and just have it off. That way it's not trying to swerve you on the oncoming traffic and, you know, cause a problem. Because, you know, insurers don't like that, and I'm sure you don't like that check. That check will hurt your pocket. Like I said, it does have the sport packages and all that. Not the M Sport, the Sport line. Just to be clear, people, for some reason, don't understand the difference. So I do have the sport seats in here. They don't have any cool stitching on it or inlines or nothing like that. Same thing for the steering wheel on this. Nothing cool with the stitching. On my 2016 F30, it's a 328i with the sport line. It's almost exactly the same. Just the only difference is this has the cool 10-inch, 12-inch display, whatever the hell they call this, and then the sunroof. It's the only differences between my F30 and this G20. Same color, almost. The F30 is jet black, so it's a different shade, but it's about the same. Honestly, I prefer the F30. I really do. I haven't gotten squirrely in this like I did in my F30, because if you can look at my account, you'll see the dumb shit I've done in that. Don't worry, that one's paid off. It's completely paid off. I fucked it up. I'm putting a motor in it anyway. I can afford it. I'm just choosing not to. Just like I'm affording this thing right now. Too much money out for it right now, but in due time it'll be mine completely. I'm still the only one on the title, but that's, never mind the fact. Between the G20 and the F30, I would prefer the F30 any day of the week, just for the controllability and the handling. But for the stylish looks and the way the vehicle drives and feels, I'd go with the G20, honestly. It's like, I like the interior a lot. The interior's not much different. I mean, the dashboard's completely different. The seats are about the same, honestly. And then, like I said, I got almost all the exact same stuff on here. The trim's even the same. The only difference is the displays in the sunroof. Other than that, it's just the comfortability and the handleability. It's more comfortable in the G20 it is the F30, but the F30 handles a lot better, and it seems to feel more sporty, if that makes sense. Because both of them, I have a N26 and this is a B48. The B48 overall would be more reliable in my opinion. This thing just eats it. It eats everything you throw at it. The N20, I had 2 connecting rod bearing fails on me. Same situation, same time. Both 1 and 4 failed on me in N26. So, and most of the parts motors I tried to buy ended up having the same failure. I finally managed to get a parts motor that wasn't bad. So, you give some, you lose some, and that's the way the world goes. Honestly, between the pros and the cons of this, I know I gave a bad list between the pros and cons. You pick and choose what you want, but in my opinion, if you want to go for bang for the buck and still just about as fun, it won't be as pretty, go for an F30. Mine's a 2016, so it was an LCI. Awesome car. Awesome taillights. Headlights, not so much. Taillights are awesome. You could always buy headlights. Bumpers and all that. Buy them. Throw them on there. It's like $300 a bumper. Paint, like maybe $500, depending on where you go. Here, I'm here in the Midwest, so everything's cheaper. Everything's cheaper. Like, I'm getting ready to throw bumpers on this. Bumpers for this is like $600 a bumper. That comes with all the trim pieces and all that too. That's third party as well, so you win some, you lose some. I'm trying to think of what else I got going on. I don't know. I do not know. Well, I appreciate you guys dropping in. If you did end up watching the video this long, say hell yeah for me. And that's all I gotta say. Enjoy your night.